Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sorry, I came a little bit late today. How are you guys all doing? Uh, so today, inshallah, we're going to be talking about the Tajweed of Surah Al-Ma'un. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وأنفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. So subhanallah, we've had classes, in the past on Quran Tajweed rules. And so if you like to know more about this and get to know more about the rules of the Tajweed, right? So go and check our expert Quran readers group folder. We have tons and tons of Quran Tajweed classes that we've had in the past. So, try to make yourself, available yourself for that and try to benefit from those classes and from those programs, inshallah. So today, inshallah, I'll be talking about the Tajweed of Surah Al-Ma'un. So firstly, like we did last week, I will recite the surah first, and after reciting surah, I will talk about I'll break down the rules of the Tajweed that's contained in those surahs بإذن الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. So Surah Al-Ma'un is Quran 107, and so you will see that we are moving, although we're moving from the bottom up, because we started from the smallest surahs, so that we get to have an idea and appreciation of reciting these surahs and starting from the easiest one. And so from the Tajweed rules we've learned in the past, we've learned majority of the rules of lam, the rules of sukun, the rules of moon and sun letters. That's the rule of lam, the med. So if you so desire to help yourself to learn to read the Quran fluently, go check our guide section in the expert Quran readers group right now, and you'll see all the past classes and modules we've learned. So today, one of the major mistakes people make when reciting this surah, Surah Al-Ma'un, is the mistake of this lam here. So this lam here is called lam al-shamsiyya, right? Lam al-shamsiyya. So you don't pronounce this one here. This lam here, alif here doesn't get pronounced, right? So أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين. So some of you guys might be like, oh wow, so there's an alif here. There's another alif here, then how do you do this? So it's easy. It's called iltiqa sakinain in Tajweed. So when two silent letters meet together, you cancel both of them out. So the lam here, the rule of the lam here is al-idgham al-lam al-shamsiyya. So bidin, right? And that's why some people get stuck when they read the Quran. They have Quran reading jam, right? You don't want to have Quran reading jam. You don't want to have Quran reading jam. And so the best way to avoid that is to properly learn the Tajweed rules. Like I mentioned last week, we do have a program that's going to help you learn the rules and practice those within 16 weeks. It's called Accelerated Reading Program, Quran Reading Program, right? So let's continue. So bidin, and so we learned last week that whenever you stop on any letter and the letter has a fatha, it has a kasra, or it has a dhamma, a kasrataini or a dummataini, you give that letter sukun. You cancel out all the stuff and give the letter what? You give the letter a sukun. So here, the noon here is having a sukun, is having a kasra. But because we will be stopping on the noon, we're gonna give the noon sukun. And so there's another advanced stuff that we haven't learned yet. This one is called mad al-aridul sukun, because we expose the ya, which is a letter of mad, now to a sukun. And so we can elongate the ya for like 6 counts. So bidin, and that's why I elongated that for 6 count, right? أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين. So that's why I elongated. So you're like, imagine, why did I elongate that for 6 counts? So I elongated that for 6 counts because this noon here is now having a sukun, because I want to stop on that ayah. This is the last word of the ayah. I'm stopping on the noon. Then the noon will make the ya mad letter get exposed to a sukun, and that is called al-maddu al-aridul sukun. So you can elongate the ya for up to 6 counts. Right? So the next ayah. فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمِ. You see the here? Many people make the mistake without pronouncing the ayn with the shadda. And it's not just that they decided not to do that. It's hard to pronounce that if you don't know how to do it. So al-mar'u aduwwuhu ma jahil, right? A person is going to be the enemy of what they don't know. And someone like, oh yeah, this is so hard. And you see people saying, oh, the Quran is so hard to learn. It's never hard to learn. You've got to learn it the easiest way to learn it. So we have a simplified Tajweed curriculum. On this Facebook group as well, I wrote a book guide about the 10 modules of Quran Reading Tajweed that you need to learn. And in a very systematic way that we teach it in the program, you can learn those rules and be able to apply them, inshallah, in the reading of the Quran. So Quran is not hard to learn. Is the way you learn the Quran determines how easy it's going to be, right? So you want to learn the Quran in a much easier and much structured and simplified manner. So join us in the program, inshallah, right? فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمِ. So a shadda is on the ayn here. And so shadda means doubling. When a letter is pronounced twice. So the ayn, for you to be able to pronounce the ayn of the so the ayn very well, you've got to assume you're pronouncing two ayn. One ayn with sukun, afsaku sukun, another ayn with the dhamma. So yadu', see, yadu'. So it's like I'm pronouncing two ayn, and so that's the meaning of shadda. And you see, whenever you see this symbol that looks like a W, you see, it looks like a W. It's called shadda. And so when you see it on the letter, you've got to assume you're pronouncing the letter twice. The first pronunciation is going to have a sukun. The second pronunciation of the letter is going to have whatever harakah the shadda has. Here, the shadda has dhamma. So the second pronunciation of the ayn you're going to do is going to have a dhamma. That's how you can pronounce the shadda very well. So it's going to be يَدُعُّ يَدُعُّ فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمِ. You see, I'm giving the meme also a sukun because of what? Because I'm stopping on it. And then this ya also is also taking the rule of al-maddu al-aridun lis-sukun. Right, so let's continue. وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. So you see here, and this is one of the difficult Quran letter practice that we do in the first 2 weeks of the program. So we have this ya here, and some people get confused, especially a lot of kids or those who are just getting to learn to read the Quran. So they can't distinguish between the ha and the ya here. So these are 2 letters here. A ya comes first. You see the 2 dot first. You should know this is a ya, and it's gonna be the one to have the fatha. Then the ha. So we learn the shapes of the letters. So this is a ha. For those of you guys who haven't watched some of my previous webinars, I've talked about all this. So go check the guide section of the portal of this Facebook group. There are past recordings of all the videos. The live sessions are recorded, so check them out, right? And so we have another shut down the dot here. وَلَا يَحُضُّ يَحُضُّ. So for you to be able to pronounce the dot perfectly, you've got to assume you're pronouncing 2 dot. So you're having a dot with sukun plus another dot with the dhamma. So that's how you can pronounce the dot very well for you to be able to pronounce. So you're going to assume you're pronouncing 1 dot with sukun and 1 dot with the dhamma. So وَلَا يَحُضُّ ولا يحض ولا يحض. Right? No, ولا يحض. ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. You see the here, it has a lam after it, and the lam has two mid letters. So how do you determine which of the mid letters we pronounce the lam with? So the lam has an alif mad and also a ya mad connected to it. So how do you know which of the mad letters you're going to pronounce? The rule of thumb is whenever you see an alif, a tiny alif on top of a ya mad, you're going to pronounce the alif. Another reason is that because the lam has a fatha, so any letter that has fatha will be elongated by an alif. So because of that, we can never use the ya to pronounce the mad of the lam. We cannot say ala ya. You don't do that. So people will do this, right? So you might wanna. Is that you? So if you wanna say this, you're gonna say ala ya. No, it's not ala ya. The ya here is gonna have what? It's not gonna be pronounced. So the alif is going to be pronounced instead for the alif med. So we've learned this before, the med rules, the long vowel sounds. So go check out those old videos, guys. ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. If you do have a comment, keep a comment, in the section below. I'd like to ask, I would like to know if anyone has any comments or any questions. I'll be glad to respond to your questions. I'm looking for comments, so put your comments in under this video right now if you have a question. Okay, so I can explain to you. ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. So the lam here is lamu al-qamariyya, إظهار اللام القمرية. So the lam here is a lam sakin, and so now the lam has a sukun, and this alif is hamzat al-wasl. You don't pronounce this alif anymore, so you're gonna join the meme right together to the lam. So you're gonna boycott this alif because it's in the middle of an ayah. So you're gonna join the meat together to the lamb. ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. The same rule and nun sakin. Right? So we're gonna give the nun a sukun. Why? Because we're stopping on it. So when you stop on any letter that has a fatha, kasra, dhamma, dhammataini, kasrataini, all those sounds. Whenever you read in the Quran and you stop on those kind of letters that have these signs, you've got to cancel out all those and give the letter a half circle sukun. And so go back and watch our video. A half circle sukun, what it does is that it shortens the sound of a letter. It shortens the sound of a letter. We have two types of sukun. We have the full circle and we have the half circle. The full circle sukun totally cancel out the sound of the letter, but the half circle sukun, what? It shortens the sound of the letter. Let's go. ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. You see this the got elongated for 2 seconds. Why? Because what? Because the ayn has an alif mad connected to it. So go watch back a video I did maybe last year, I think so. It's been a while. I taught that mad rules. I think it's likely last year. I talked about the mad rules, the short, I've discussed all this in our past webinars. Go check the videos. Everything is recorded, so that's good. The good thing, you can always watch back all those modules from the platform here. So if you want to watch all those modules, go to the guide section of the portal, of this Facebook group. Guide sections, you see I have some written guides, books that you can read about Quran learning, videos of the Tajweed classes and practice reading, and some other things that you can see and watch from this platform, right? So let's go and read the second ayah, the next ayah, the fourth one. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. So we already learned the dhammataini. This is called double dhamma, right? Dhammataini, nonation, right? We call it tanween in the Tajweed. Tanween means nonation. So when you pronounce letters with your nasal cavity, right, with the ghunna. فَوَيْلٌ. So here it's called idghamu بغير ghunna. So the lam here, because the lam comes right after a tanween. So we have 6 letters of idgham. So this is a very advanced topic that we haven't learned yet. But for those in our program, the kids in our program are learning this right now. I think 2 groups of the students who are memorizing the Quran are learning the rule right now. The rules of nun sakin and tanween. So the rule of nun sakin and tanween means that a nun sakin, a nun that is silent, and the tanween or fathatayni kasratayni, they are twin brothers. They have the same rules of recitation in the Quran, and there are 4 different ways of pronouncing tanween and nun sakin. So idhar, idgham, iqlab, ikhfa. So this one here is called idgham bighayr ghunna. So you're going to pronounce this lam here and cancel out this tanween. Why? Because the lam comes right after the tanween. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. So you avoid the tanween and just give the lam a dhamma. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Right? فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون